Hey everyone, welcome to DittDott. My name is Amanda Dittlinger, and tonight we are going to be making this very easy 5-ingredient chicken pesto pasta. By using only these 5 ingredients, we're going to use some fresh kale, minute penne, some chicken breast, carrots, and a prepared pesto, along with a few pantry ingredients. That's olive oil, salt, and pepper. First thing we're going to do is fill a pot with water and get it to boiling. So when I'm making skillet dishes like this, I like to start with the vegetable because then that way I can use the same cutting board for my chicken and I don't have to wash it between and I don't have to get 2 cutting boards out. So right now I'm just cutting some carrots up into small little slices, and then I'm going to prepare my kale. So I've got 1 bunch of kale here, and when you're using kale, the stems can be very tough. So I like to pull off the leafy part and then I throw away the stems. And just having these kale on my countertop, they're leaving dirt behind, so I'm definitely going to give these a good wash before I cook them. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull off all the tender part, and I'll be right back. Okay, so normally I would use like a salad spinner or something, but I don't even know where my salad spinner is. So I'm just rinsed the kale really well in a colander, and now I'm just trying to use a towel to dry it off. And then we're going to use some olive oil, and you can use a spray or a drizzle. I'm just doing it over this towel. If you want to use a cookie sheet, that would be possibly a little bit neater. And then I'm doing the olive oil first so that it gives the salt and just a little bit of pepper to stick to. So I got this idea for a video because I was talking to my friend Rachel, who is the owner of a company in my town called Ally Concierge. And what she does is I'm massaging the oil into the kale. It'll help it cook. What she does is provide services for busy families, like she does gift procurement and runs errands, returns packages. She does some grocery shopping and meal prep. And one thing that we were talking about one day is how busy moms or dads, whoever's the cook in the family, we need just really fast, quick, healthy dinners with not very many ingredients. So this is where I came up with just this super simple 5-ingredient pesto pasta chicken, and I thought that would be a fun video to do for all her moms that she does shopping for, where they can just buy these ingredients, she can deliver them, and they can make this quick, really easy meal. All right, so now that I have got this kale covered in, like I said, salt, pepper, and olive oil, let's move everything over to our skillet. And today I'm going to use minute penne, but you can use whatever shape noodle you want. Bow tie would be good. Rigatoni, you know, just whatever pasta that you like. So I'm going to use about half this box tonight. And then make sure you give it a good stir so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And I'm going to ask my assistant device to set a timer. Hey Google, set a timer for 9 minutes. And while the pasta's cooking in this skillet, I'm going to go ahead and drizzle just a little bit more olive oil because I don't use non-stick skillets. And then I'm going to add my carrots. Now, I had 2 pretty small ones. I actually probably would have done 3 that were that size, or 2 bigger carrots. But that's all I had left. I thought I had more carrots in my refrigerator. So I'm a make it work kind of person. Now, if you wanted to bulk up this or even make it a vegetarian meal instead of chicken, you could do more vegetables like zucchini or mushrooms, or you could put eggplant in this. And if you wanted to do a meat substitute, you could always use tofu. But today, because I'm trying to keep it to the 5 ingredients, I'm doing carrots and this kale. Now, looks like a whole lot of kale, but we're gonna see, whoops, there was more water. We're gonna see that it's going to cook way down. So just gonna give this time, and I'm going to slowly, every once in a while, kind of toss it around so that it all can have time to cook down. I'm gonna move it to medium, and while it's cooking, going to cut up some chicken. Again, doing the vegetables first gives us opportunity to not have to get a second cutting board dirty. So I'm going to clean up these chicken breasts a little bit because there's extra gristle, and sometimes they come with this piece right here on that I find is very tough. You can see it on the edge of the breast. It's always divided with extra fat, and it's not worth keeping this little extra bit of meat because it doesn't cook up well. It's very gristly. So I usually toss that, or sometimes I'll give it to my dog. And see, there's extra fat here, so I'm just trimming it, cleaning up the chicken breast a little bit. And then you can cut this however you want. You could do chunks. Today, I'm going to do very thin slices. I need to take my knives back in. I bet that's something that Rachel would do for me as a service. I keep putting it off, but there's a knife sharpener in town that is amazing, and I just keep putting off running to go get that errand done. And so wouldn't it be nice to have someone that can just help you get errands done quickly when you're busy and you're running a household? So some of these ones in the middle where it's widest, I'm cutting in half so that all my chicken pieces are about the same size. And I'm probably gonna use, because this is a pretty large chicken breast, so I'm probably gonna use 1.5 chicken breasts tonight. Depends on the size of your chicken. All right, I'll get the rest of this cooked up and go stir my kale, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got about 1.5 chickens there, and then you see that kale cooked way down, so I'm gonna give it a taste, make sure if I need to add more salt. That's good. It should be fairly tender by this point. And then I've got a prep bowl here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the kale and carrots so that we can add the chicken. Another little drizzle of olive oil, and then add in the chicken. Oh, I had lowered it down to low while I was chopping behind me, so go ahead and raise it back up to high. And again, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. And my noodles are almost done, so I'm going to give them a drain in the same colander. So the chicken is almost cooked through. That's why I cooked it really thin like that, because it just takes a few minutes in the skillet when it's cut super thin. But you want to make sure it's all the way done before we move on to the next step. So I'm just kind of flipping it over, letting both sides get cooked, and then leave it alone for a little bit to give it a chance to actually cook. Okay, one way I check for doneness is I'll just take one of my chicken slices, kind of cut it in half with my, that's why I like using a flat bamboo stirring spoon, and then you can kind of like look and see if it's still pink inside. So it looks like if you do that with a couple of them and they all look like they are cooked through, there's no pink, then we're probably good to go. And this will all come together really fast. And then I'm gonna add my vegetables back in. Go ahead and add in the drained pasta. Now I'm cooking enough for a family of 4 tonight, which we'll probably end up having leftovers even with this. But you can obviously scale this up or down depending on the size of your family. And then we're gonna add in our pesto. I'm gonna turn it off to add in the pesto, because you don't really have to cook the pesto, you just need to add it in. And then we'll taste to decide how much. Pesto is really strong flavor, so you don't need that much. It's not like a jar of marinara sauce where you put the whole giant jar in. And honestly, if you did use marinara here, then you would have a very similar dinner with a whole different flavor profile. Let me go ahead and give one of these a taste to make sure if I need to add more pesto or not. That's so good. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Actually, yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this whole container up. This is 7 ounces. I got a lot of pasta here. Okay, let's get this plated and we'll give it a taste. Okay, I got it plated up. I love using these big bowls. I just think it makes your plating look so much more elegant. And you know, if you're making a fast, simple dinner, why not have it look like a restaurant served it to you? So let's give it a try. I've got some of the kale and some pasta and a carrot. My dog Watson is wanting his dinner. So good. And you can feel good eating it too. So healthy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're local to Vancouver, Washington, or actually more the Camas area, make sure you check out LA Concierge, and make sure that you hit the like button on this video, give it a thumbs up, because that helps me with the algorithm. And until the next one, goodbye.